Hey, how's it going? We're just hanging out. We're getting ready for a storm coming in. What I've done is I'm kind of airing out the cabin right now. Oops, sorry about that. Let me give you a turn. I'm actually just kind of airing out the cabin right now. I've got dog bed up. I've shaken out all the blankets. We got the bedding curled up and the fans going up front with the hatch open. Just getting air circulating through the cabin because we got a big storm coming in. Early hours of the morning. I think it's 4 a.m. till 9 a.m. as they predict the worst winds Friday and then through Saturday. But Friday and Friday evening is going to be the worst of it, I think. Up to 50-mile-an-hour gusts, which is kind of gnarly. But we're on mooring balls here over off of Cypress Island. It's supposed to be coming out of the southeast, which is just over this spit island on the outside of the boat here. You can kind of see through here. Hopefully it'll, yeah, there you go. See that spit of an island right out the window here? The port light? Well, that's the direction the wind's going to come up over that hill. So we should avoid some wind swell. Hopefully, I'm sure there'll be some chop and stuff going on in here, but hopefully most of the wind swell we will avoid by being in here. And it's a big open stretch here. It's like 40-mile long stretch way over there to the edge of the horizon, with islands in between the whole way. So we're out in the open channels here in the San Juans, and I got my generator. I'm charging up my batteries real quick so my bank's up to snuff, and then that probably will get stowed in here in the main cockpit area or something in here, maybe on the floor, so I can still use it, but it'll be out of the wind and the rain so it doesn't get wet. It'll get wet eventually, but hey, if I can make it last longer. I got all my stuff here drying out in the sun, airing out. We got to go to Friday Harbor soon. Hey, I think you can tossed over on a wave, but anyways, hey, we're just hanging out. I just finished the rigging of the snubber lines to the mooring ball, reinforced. I got 1, 2, 3 lines going through the mooring ball right now. 2 lighter lines, like running lines, and then sheets. And then I have a 3 braid. It's got to be at least an inch thick, thereabouts. But I got that one running too, and it got 2 different points of contact on the boat. So the lines are kind of mixed around, so there's different holding points, and they're all about even. And through the mooring ball, I got to shackle all that set up. So I think we'll be okay. I put some rubber hoses, exhaust hose over the thinner lines that went up and over my bowsprit so that they don't chafe on the wood of the bowsprit as the boat's bouncing up and down. That should help protect them, and then even keep the lines pointed in a certain direction. Even though they bend off, it'll definitely help aid in the boat's direction, I think. With all the swirling wind, we're probably going to get a lot of movement in here, I would imagine, just with in between the gusts, the way they're going to come in and go. So yeah, I'm a little nervous, I'll tell you the truth. It'll be my first real blow on the water. I mean, we had some 20 plus this summer over there in Fairhaven and or Chuckernut. We'd move around to avoid most of it, and but not in the open out here in the San Juan Islands. But it seems like this will be a good place. We're on mooring balls, state mooring balls, and those things are bobbing in. So hopefully they'll hold us. That's it. Got our little Instacam. It's a little like mini. It's called an 8-man. It's like a old school. What are they called? GoPro. It's the brand now, right? So, anyways, we're gonna kind of see how this works because my camera on my phone, which I've been using, works, but I can't play music or anything and hang out while I'm using my camera. But I can with my thing. So there's Henri's boat. He made it in. with the wind, and then we're just hanging here at Cypress Island. A little spit comes out here, and then there's a beach up front here. Check it out, covered in driftwood and stuff. Wanagi's up here gagging on deck. You okay, buddy? Yeah? Alright. But anyways, like, I don't think you can see down in the water right now because of the sun, but you can literally see the bottom in here. There's eel grass, this long, slender grass that grows on the bottom, and then there's a restroom over there, a composite toilet. Pretty cool. Hey, bud. We're on a mooring ball. That's that big white thing up front. It's just lines coming back. Got 3 lines on it, basically 2 and then a thick one, because we're going to get some 30+ mile-an-hour gusts coming up Friday and Saturday. But Cypress Island, but just a really cool anchorage, and we got it to ourselves because I think everyone's kind of trying to head back to port because of the weather that's coming in. I need to inspect these because they're going to rust. Oh well, I'll be replacing them soon. Enough, but can we see off the back here? You can see down a little bit. I can see just the tips of the eel grass down there. But anyways, pretty cool. But yeah, we left Bellingham a couple days ago. So I was thinking, I have this little GoPro thing I'm using, which is actually an 8-man. It's not a GoPro. It's a knockoff from China, and it's a pretty good little camera. It's got a lot of functionality, but the batteries suck. I bought 4 batteries and they last about 5 minutes, but the bonus is every time the batteries start getting low, it shuts itself down, so I have to restart it. But that forces me to change camera angles, which is better video editing in the long run. So actually the batteries going dead all the time is helping me to not ramble so much. So, but I did, battery's pretty low. So I got 2 lines coming all the way down through the buoy and then 1 thick braided. And so I just added these rubber hoses for these thinner lines so they don't fray on my teak right up here, and then zip tied the fatter line too. So you can see the buoys down here. I put a shackle through there for these lighter lines that are running through these rubber tubings, and then this big triple braid line I just put right through the shackle of the actual mooring ball. So I've got basically 3 lines, you know, and those lighter ones could chafe through, so that's why we put that bigger one on there. But I think with that whole setup, I should hopefully be good. It's out enough too that it's not going to bang down here on my guy wires under my boat. That's why I've gone out through the pulpit part, which sure, it's going to put a lot of pressure on this pulpit, but it was rebuilt. This wood goes all the way back. So like I was saying, the pulpit is pretty strong and it was just rebuilt. And Henri expressed some concern that these might damage my rolling furling head sail here, but I don't think so. I think they're out. I want to finish this, so I reset this up this morning. I think that's going to give us a little more of a sturdy setup for this blow that we're going to getting. They're saying they were saying up to 30, and then now they're saying up to 50. So we're going to get blown pretty hard. So, but I got these secure. 1 line secured to these here, and then the second line goes back to those chocks, and then the 3rd line, the large one, is to these chocks here. Cleats, I should say. Chocks, cleats. Gotta get that sailing terminology down there, Billy. Look at Loggers, as she just prepared for the storm. We went to the beach earlier today. Over there, the tide was really low. It's up pretty high now. We'll probably go back here this afternoon so she can run around and play before the storm too. But yeah, so we'll make sure we put a 2nd line on this dinghy and secure it a little better. We'll probably put that generator either down in here or in the stern cabin, put it away so it doesn't get wet and thrashed. And then what else? Maybe some of those things on the rear, take them off so they don't act like a wind thing. We got the garbage bag, definitely need to bring that in. But yeah, I think we'll be ready. We got all day today. It's not coming in till late tonight, early tomorrow morning, like think it's like 4 a.m. till 9 p.m. is the wind advisory, the brunt of it anyways, and this is the direction it'll be coming from. So we have that island spit part blocking us. Even if it came through here, we're not going to get the wind waves, the waves, you know, the swell, which is a bonus, but we'll still get the brunt of the wind. But at least it'll shove us out this way, not leeward to shore. And that's if it's blowing over this way and we didn't have this block here, it'd be a hairy place to be, but I think we'll be okay. That's north right there. That's south right there. West over here. East over there. And that's the direction of the wind. It's probably about right in there off our stern. Like I said, we got all those trees blocking us a little bit before it drops down in here, and then we have trees. Anyways, Wanagi's just hanging out here on deck. We got this front hatch open and the bedding pulled back, so I got the fans on, so it's going to get some airflow through there and get the moisture out of the boat as much as we can before the rain starts, because then it's going to for sure fill up with moisture. So we got a couple different lines here. We got this one and another one that's tied up to the front there. I should just go up. So we got super nachos. I'm calling them cyclone nachos. Here, hold on, I gotta turn off I was listening to Ram Dass. Anyways, I'm checking it out. Look at that, super nachos. It's layers of nachos. Yeah, nachos, they're mine. Hey, so how's it going? So I thought I'd show you the predict wind models for this afternoon. Is if you push play, the red is the gnarly stuff. So that's actually, we'll go back here. This is Friday, early this morning, and then this is what's happening right now. See how red it is? And then this is Saturday. We get a little more red, but it's going to be up there. But it's tonight mostly about, let's see when it gets really bad. Right about there is about 11:44. So right now is predicting the worst winds. Let's see. To about 4:30, still getting some winds. This is where we're at, actually. Where that white dot is right there. So we're on Cypress Island right there. We'll kind of track this. We're right there where that white dot is. And that red wind is usually 25s to 30s. So we're going to get a couple pulses Friday and Saturday. And then we go to windy. And we go into Cypress Island. And so it's the same thing. It's somewhere around here is where it's showing the wind's going to pick up. It's only saying 27, gusts to 27. But that's not consistent with others. But the rain, though, look at the rain. It's all the way. And then through Saturday and Sunday is rain, and then wind swell too. So we're just following both windy and then also predict wind here, and we'll do like our daily briefing, which is more of like a normal. It kind of talks about, look, see, gusts up to 41 knots. That's up until 1 p.m. and then in the afternoon, Friday afternoon, 20 to 28 knots, gusts up to 40, and that's 1 p.m. to 5, and then Friday evening, again, it's going to be the highest wind from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. according to this, is gusts up to 45 knots, sustained at about 27 knots. So it should be howling this evening, and then it starts kind of diminishing till Saturday, back in the teens on Saturday. So we'll have rain, but at least that major wind will be done. And then overnight, Saturday night, some gusts up in the 20s. But that's it. And then it just kind of backs off, and we pretty much just have rain and clouds and stuff for a few days. So we'll probably get headed to Friday Harbor by maybe Sunday, is the hope. I haven't heard back from them as far as winter moorage goes at this point. They were supposed to send out an email celebrating for the storm. Get some good food in us, a good meal, and because I'm sure it's going to be some wet misery for a few days, because it's going to be wet and it's supposed to be a lot of rain. So, but we pretty much got the boat all put away. We got the Jenny's down there covered. Got garbage double bagged down here in the cockpit. And then we didn't put the tarp up because I just think the wind's just going to reef on it. But I'll snap all these things down later this evening when I'm all done using the propane. And bring in the dog bowl and the toys and anything that can fly around. Probably take those covers off of the winches also would be a good idea. I think I'll do that right now because they will probably go flying. I imagine 50-mile-an-hour gusts is going to make those things go, see ya! Take this back in here. See, I got the cowl vents there on the bed. Little vents there. Took them off and put plugs in the holes. So, back of the boat's pretty sorted out. Everything's tied down pretty good back there. So, and the dinghy, I got 2 lines. I got 1 line here in the front and the stern line on the back, and I might even... So Wanagi's just laying down there. You can see her, she's back in her bed. She was up on deck for a while walking around, enjoying the wind, but it's just gotten so gusty that I think we're gonna wait. I was gonna take her to shore, but I think at this point the generator's running. We're just charging up the battery bank before this evening because it's gonna get wet again. I'd rather put the generator down while it's not wet out. But anyways, it's definitely gusty. It's blowing in here and out there, so I think we're doing fairly well in here. Pretty protected. So that's all, just checking in. So we got this massive catamaran in front of us. They just took up the mooring ball right in front of us, and we're looking at like possibly 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts. So we're hoping that thing isn't too big for that mooring ball, but just thought I'd get it on film to show it. It's called the August Maria out of Seattle, Washington. Big ass catamaran, huge. Winds coming in, blowing everywhere. Henri's working on his dinghy back down there. I actually just got in my dinghy and there's just a little bit of water left in it, but it had about 3 inches of water in it at least, which is good. Rinsed it out. Yeah, we're getting some gusties now, nothing big, but it's definitely blowing in here. The sky's amazing. The tree line, like, it's not raining right now, which is rad. Sorry about the wind noise, but seeing those trees move, raw nature. I like raw nature. There's a big gust. Look at that. So you can see right out that point there, there's some white caps, and it's just the current coming off that point is usually pretty stiff current, but now it just ripping, that whole channel's ripping, and then way out there in the main part of the channel, it's like 300 feet deep out there, huge white caps. It's just rolling past here. Pretty amazing. The wind's incredible. We're gonna lose the batteries here shortly, but I just wanted to share. Look at the trees just moving in the wind. It's pretty cool. But we haven't gotten the big winds yet. So the wind is whipping outside. You can kind of see there's another person moored over there. There's 3 of us moored in here, staying out of that main channel over there. It's got some wind swell and current. No big waves yet, but if we get the 40 to 50 mile an hour gust. Yo, how's it going? Wanagi's tucked in her bed. We've been hanging out inside all day because it's stormy out. But let's go check her out, huh? It's kind of calm right now. I mean, it hasn't been gusting too hard. Definitely been drizzly rain all day. And we're out here on mooring balls. This is actually Cypress Island. And it's just a little inlet that's got a spit out to the port side, and then starboard side over here is the main island. But this spit acts like a protection from wind swell in here, and we're on mooring balls. So we've just been kind of hunkered in here. It's We haven't gone to shore or anything. We're supposed to be getting 37 to 40s gusts. They even set up to 50 in some places, but we haven't gotten that yet. It's dripping through this umbrella, which was expected, but we're pretty covered up. Yeah, hopefully a couple more hours of this and then it subsides, and then we'll just have rain for the next few days and 20-mile-an-hour winds, but none of the 30, 40s, 50 gusts. We definitely had a few 30 gusts, nothing bigger than that yet though. I'd actually be able to make it to shore probably against the wind even, but Wanagi go potty, we might do that in a little bit if the wind kind of dies down here. We'll see. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you check it out. Poor little Wagi go. We haven't been able to take her to shore because of the weather, but hopefully it'll simmer down here in a little bit. Maybe we get a chance to go to shore. We're gonna get wet when we do it, but we got all our coastal gear in here, pants and waterproof jacket, and then I actually had ordered some here, some Gill. I got red pants, offshore pants, and a blue jacket from Gill also. So brand new set of Gore-Tex wear, which I'm pretty much just kind of keeping in there. And I was going to send it back, but you know what? Having two sets wouldn't be a bad idea since I'm coming into winter. So if one set gets soaking wet, something happens, I'm covered and I can put on a different set. Or if someone comes to visit, I'll have them covered also. So that's what our plan is. We're just hanging out in here watching movies and staying warm under the blankets. Some of the windows we got, that one's covered, but this one, you see how the water sits in there? You can kind of see there's just a little bit of water right in there. You kind of see it. See that? That's what seeps down under here in the windows. So that's something I'm going to have to work on. All the windows kind of get it. It's if the boat is tacking though, side to side, then the water would run out of there. But it's a poor design because there's no like places where the water can drain out. I was going to drill them out with holes, but that didn't work. So we'll have to figure something else out or something. But I mean, like this one, look at this. There's a fair amount of water in there. It's not coming in, but that's a fair amount of water. Kind of a lame-ass design. Anyways, that's just my opinion. Kind of a lame-ass design, but just my opinion. We had coffee and oatmeal this morning. Nothing fancy. I wasn't too hungry anyways. But now we're just I'm kicking on the couch. Got my blanket to throw over the top of me, keep me warm. Wanagi's got a blanket. See, she doesn't like the blanket so much, but I still put it on her. She got to stay warm too. Yeah. Send out an email, I didn't get it, but it isn't until October 1st that it starts, and I called first thing on that September 1st in the morning, so I made sure I got on the list, and so hopefully we'll hear from that, because it'd be fun to be out and checking things out, but with the guy I'm with on Ray, his engine's toast in his boat at this point, and he doesn't really he has the money, but he doesn't have the money, and he's not prioritizing that, which is cool. That's his deal. But I don't want to be, I don't mind helping people, but if someone's not going to help themselves and they know they're having predicaments and they still kind of push the envelope, that's on them, not on me. Because I can't tow someone's boat a long distance with my boat. I certainly wouldn't do that because that would put wear and tear on my engine and my stuff. If it was an emergency, that's one thing, but not when someone knows there's a problem. And that's kind of what I'm having with this younger guy I'm with. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He lives by the seat of his pants. Good guy. Has his own beliefs. He's 20s, mid to late 20s. So young man and nice guy, and he's got a dog from Standing Rock too, and I'm learning some stuff from him, but like I said, I'm no one's nursemaid for sure with sailing, because man, I don't know anything, and I'm just going to be trying to survive out here for the winter, and I'll help people because that's what we do, But I'm not going to be bailing someone out who isn't going to take care of themselves. And I kind of made that clear yesterday. I just talked to him and said, you know, we need to come up with a plan because your boat's not doing well. So anyways, I don't know if I'm going to even put this up on the internet. It's no big deal. Yeah, definitely getting wind. And there's boats moving out there. Brave souls, bigger boats. Anyways. All right, I'll check back in if the wind gets picked up here.